Ciao, I'm Maria and welcome to Gut Talks Unfiltered series, Bites of Innovation and Reflections. Here we go. This is about the business value of generative AI. Now, AI is not new. Generative AI isn't that new either, given all the noise it's been doing and still doing since November 2022. But the way we work with it is what's actually changing everything. And a small parenthesis here, the term artificial intelligence was first coined in a workshop proposal titled A Proposal for the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence. So July and August 1956 is when the workshop took place. And this is considered the official birth date of the field of AI in its infancy. We've reached a point where AI is not just sitting in the background of our workflows. It's becoming a thinking partner, not another digital assistant to automate tasks, but something that kind of mirrors how we think, how we decide, and even create. Even if it's still very different, because it learns differently, for instance, but it gives us the illusion that it thinks like us, because the way we communicate with it resembles how we communicate with humans. So not software, not command, return, or enter, and then start again. And that's the part most organizations miss. Everyone's talking about best practices, use cases, tools, or productivity boosts. But very few are talking about the way of thinking that links it all together. So that's where I spend most of my time, trying to unpack not the how of AI, but the what and the why, not in a technical way. Because the real business value of generative AI is not in prompts or technology or platforms. It's how people think when they use it, before they use it, while they're using it, and after they're using it. Basically, when they decide to use it again or not to. So when they shift from control to curiosity, from reaction to reflection, from asking, what can this tool do, to what can we do differently with it? Can we do something different with it? And I see lots of synergies with creativity and design here, with being okay with the unknown and discomfort. And that's where transformation actually starts. That's where leadership kicks in. Everyone's asking, lots of people are asking for generative AI tools and more tools. But what they're really asking for is maturity, mindset, and creativity. This is how I've been seeing it for the last 9 months, I would say. These are the foundations of value creation. They may not say it like that, though, but it's there in every conversation. It's harder to justify because it's not tangible, it's not measurable results, because it's human results. And what they say is we want to integrate AI across teams, or we're looking for AI use cases that actually stick, or we've invested in licenses but not using them and haven't told our clients just yet. So in theory, we can't use it. So it sounds like a tooling problem, but it's actually a thinking problem. And what they're really saying is, we don't know how to shift our way of working. We're unsure how to build confidence and capability. We need help making AI meaningful, not just available. Making it available is easier in a way. So that's where mindset comes in. So that's where creative and strategic thinking and analytical thinking become core skills, not just nice to have. So you gain nothing by giving access or having access to generative AI. You get a lot when you have clarity, curiosity, context, and courage. Courage is a key one, to make the leap and experiment. So generative AI, literally like creative thinking, rewards people who know how to explore, how to reflect, how to reframe, and do it consistently. This is a mindset, a way of thinking, a way of doing, a way of being and operating. And just a quick note here. That's, again, not about software. That's about people only. And the real transformation is about behavior and not software. And most generative AI conversations I had are still around platforms, now agents or features, but ask, or fear of the future, but ask someone how their teams are actually using it day to day, and the room goes quiet. Because real transformation comes from changing how people think and act, and this takes time. It's not about more access. Now, Deloitte just deployed Anthropic to 470,000 employees. So in a way, I should have kept my badge to see how this is being done. But now, on a more serious note, I can't see this being just a tech rollout, because that's change management, that's behavioral change, that's design, and that's cultural shifts that need time and in different ways. And that's how it can show up. When someone poses before writing and thinks, can I do this with AI first? And it's about trying and testing, not just asking the question and doing nothing about it. And when a team compares versions and reflects and makes better decisions together, this is where people start seeing the real difference here. And when leaders model exploration instead of asking for polished, finalized outputs, that's the shift. It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't just happen. You need intention. You need the space to try. You need to get it wrong. You need to try again and then make decisions. So you need small rituals to start. You need play. And that happens when organizations stop focusing on tech and start focusing on people. Generative AI doesn't plug just like that into workflows. It plugs into habits. No habit means no value. Capability is not access. Two different things. So giving people access to AI doesn't mean they'll know what to do with it. It's just like giving someone a pipe wrench and it doesn't make them a plumber. So that's what's happening across organizations right now. Obviously not all of them, but big or small, it doesn't matter. Licenses are being bought because if we feel good, we're up there with the trend. But this starts at the top because, you know what, you can't always expect people to spend their free time learning new stuff. Many people do it, but many people don't and won't do it. It's not that I agree or disagree with it, but it's the way it is, especially in companies where people kind of have their jobs for life. They're not going to spend extra time. Some will. So access is not capability, and capability is built through exposure, through experimentation and shared learning. This is a key part. Again, starting from the top in small teams by giving time, training, and a safe space. Most importantly, a safe space. Not everyone's going to be at the same pace anyway. And that's the difference between just ticking a box and building a muscle. That muscle is creative, contextual, and strategic. It's knowing what questions to ask, what good looks like, and knowing when to pause, when to stop, or when to push. Let's think about digital transformation. It did not happen and doesn't happen in minutes or in a year or in 2 minutes. It's an ongoing investment. And from this point of view, this is not different. You can't copy-paste capability. It has to be earned through play, through reflection, through feedback loops, through mindset, and through desire. And teams need more than tools. They need the mindset to work with AI, just like they need the mindset to work with humans. That's another one here, like what we call collaboration and co-creation. And with humans plus AI, so AI, humans, and humans plus AI. And that's where most organizations underinvest. And maturity, this other word, shows up in small behaviors. And mindset is actually the multiplier. If there's one thing generative AI reveals, It's how ready your people actually are. Strategically, creatively, not technically. How they ask, how they think, how they decide, together and alone, with humans and with AI. Again, so much to take from creativity, from design, from entrepreneurship here. There's lots of unknowns, lots of uncertainty, and lots of discovery to be done, and prototyping. And I've seen teams with zero tech backgrounds do great things because they stayed curious and had the space to test safely. And I've seen others fully trained just stall because no one wanted to look wrong in front of each other. But maybe because they had also a specific training, like endless prompting trainings for hours, and that's it, you know. So we're talking about something that is being shaped as we speak. We're witnessing a massive change, and it's great to see. So training with this in mind makes a difference. Not to kill retraining, but we need to start and set the tone right, and then deep dive, zoom in, zoom out, when it matters, if needed, when needed. So I just want to wrap up here. Maturity and mindset are not measured in dashboards or licenses. It's in small things. And someone may ask, what if we tried it this way? And that's a great starting point. And I believe starting with play is the best thing ever. So, you know, a junior, let's say, runs something through AI to stretch their thinking, or a leader shows their own rough prompt to start a dialogue, and then people get started and test together. And that's where generative AI starts to integrate as a co-thinker. And that shift comes from mindset, from behavior, from the culture you build inside out. So if you're still asking, how do we get value from generative AI? Maybe the question should be different. Don't think like in 100 years, think now. How ready are we to change the way we think? So that's it. If this resonated, if you learned something new, if it made you think, all I ask you is to leave a comment and share it and subscribe. It's a great way to, know what resonates and keep going. See you next time.